Howdy folks, Justin here for another game on the ladder. Currently sitting at rank 4, playing with the Icon Has a Prophet deck. It's a manatee joke. Playing against Cascade. Let's see what happens here. Google Icon Has a Bucket for this vintage internet game. Playing against Archer. Alright, execute's pretty good against Archer in the early game, so is Crushing Blow. So I guess we just keep a completely reactive hand. This backfires against Manticora's, not an early game play. This backfires against trying to stay ahead on life if our opponent doesn't have a turn 2 play. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any creatures to play until turn 7. If they have a 4/4 for 2, that's bad against us, or bad for us. We'll just go ahead and execute that so we stay at parity with life. Hive Defender next turn.
Let's heat things up.
Okay. I'm really tempted to actually... I mean, this is just going to get Leaf Lurkered, right? But we can just Crushing Blow his Leaf Lurker. Okay, so he really wants to get ahead in life, which makes sense. We will throw down the Night Shadow. But this does give him an opportunity to play his super balanced Jarl and Soulrest Marshal cards. Okay, Midnight Sweep's always welcome.
I live to serve.
Do you have Soulrest Marshal into Earthbone Spinner? That's probably where you want to be right now, right? Darkwater Witch in to finish off. Okay. It's actually not so bad.
Kill them all.
We will break a rune, actually. And then lay down Nahag Leaf. So our lanes are pretty well defended up right now. You may notice lately, between this and the Golden Girls monk deck, I think I'm going to call it Golden Girls. I'm playing decks with a lot of guard creatures in them. And it's sort of a reaction to what I've been seeing happen in the meta. Which is that things are becoming real face.
The forest will not suffer.
So there's an
your
Earthbone
presence.
Spinner. Okay. And a finish off. Okay.
The waters arrive.
We'll take a break from breaking runes. And start the Manticora Parade next turn. This way, I mean, I swung for 3 so that we'd be at the same life total.
Let's heat things up.
I just got Pyromancer, so he can still get some Soulrest Marshal value. Looks like that is what his plan is. We've already seen 2 finish offs, but we've not seen any Leaf Lurkers. Yep.
I bring reinforcements.
They cannot hope to outwit
Okie dokie.
me.
Well, let's just start Manticora. And we'll go ahead and just remove that. Now we're afraid of Triumphant Jarl.
What have we here?
Thieves Guild Recruit. In 2 turns we can steal a Tazcat with Miraak, which would be pretty satisfying. But we're probably just going to Manticora again next turn. Alright, what do we have now from our opponent? I'm thinking about playing a Quinrall Burglar. Is that the sort of deck we're facing?
Oh,
Okay. You got it. You got it. Another Scalvin Pyromancer? Murkwater Witch. Okay. This actually doesn't necessitate... Ooh, Soul Rest Marshal. Okay. So let's just get all the cards out of his hand. That last card is Tazcad, right? Alright, play Tazcad and... Or it might be Burn and Pillage, too, actually. Pretty locked in, though, to playing Miraak next turn.
The forest will not suffer your
Earthbone
presence.
Spinner.
My scales move in shadow.
Or not. So we can remove the board. I think that's what we'll do.
who goes there? I live to serve. Arcade's beard. This day will be mine.
Not
This day
too
will be
concerned
mine.
about playing down these guys, even though our opponent probably has Burn and Pillage, just because they have board. Snowy Sabercat? I would love to be the proud owner of a Snowy Sabercat. And we have this because I'm starting to get the suspicion that our opponent is playing a deck with Hrothgar Forge. Alright. Unfortunately, we don't have anything cool to combo with the Snowy Sabercat, but we're in a pretty good position here. Yeah, there's Burn Pillage and a Moonlight Werebat. Okie dokie. Obviously, stealing the Moonlight Werebat would have been great. We can trigger Histgrove this turn. I think we just want to remove this. Gosh, there's no good way to do this, is there?
You must be cleansed. The waters.
I was wrong. There was a good way to do it. And that way was that. We'll pass turn.
My fight is done.
I believe it is. And he's still out on life, but we managed to pull that one out from under him. Cool. Alright, well, hey, that's another game with the Spellsword Control deck that I put together. Because I have fallen completely in love with the card, Dawnstar Healer, and I think that it fits nicely into the deck. And I think it's great against Prophecy Assassin and Archer, and pretty good against Scout as well, which is a deck that traditionally I think Spellsword decks, depending on how you build them, can be good against or bad against. I think the Odahviing, Miraak, and Manticora, and Blood Magic Lord, I think give us some serious game against Scout as well. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the ladder.